Now, Carmen, debt collectors in bankruptcy. Should they still be calling me after I file bankruptcy? This is a question I love to get. And here's why. Debt collection is a huge business. I mean, it's massive. We're talking billions of dollars a year. Some of these companies know that people will pay if they put enough pressure on them, because consumers usually don't know the law and what the debt collectors can do or what they can't do. I always take the position that if a debt collector's harassing you, they're probably doing something wrong, because if they were nice, people would probably pay them. Maybe not as many, because if you threaten somebody and you say, hey, I'm going to take your wages, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that, it may cause a few people to cough up a few dollars. So that what they do is they prey on people, they prey on women, unfortunately, because they know women will probably pay faster than a guy will, and they just abuse the law. Now, one of the biggest abuses of the law is when debt collectors try to collect a debt that's included in bankruptcy. That is a huge no-no, a huge no-no. Do they try to do it? Sure they do. Do they get away with it sometimes? I'm probably pretty certain they do. If any of my clients tell me that a debt collector is harassing them while they're in bankruptcy court, we're going after them. And nothing personal. It's not like we pick and choose. We go after all of them. And the reason why is the automatic stay means something in the bankruptcy code. It was put there by Congress for a reason, to give the honest but unfortunate debtor a little breathing room, time to get their stuff together, get back in action, get back on their feet, and really take a deep breath and say, okay, I'm ready to start going again. And now, if you're harassing them during that time frame, you're violating the law. Likewise, after the bankruptcy is over, debtor gets a discharge. Discharge terminates the automatic stay, but it puts a permanent injunction in place against any act to collect the debt. So let's say a year after bankruptcy, your mortgage servicer starts calling up and harassing you, saying, hey, when are you going to pay this debt? Say, look, I don't even live in the house anymore. I'm not paying this debt. What do you mean not paying? I'm going to send you a bill anyway. Okay, we'll send the bill. Or they send the bill and then start calling. At that point in time, it's time to take them back to court and say, you know what? This discharge means something to me. It means that you can't try to collect this debt. You can't take any action to try to collect this debt. So therefore, we're going to ask the court to enforce an order against you, and we're going to ask for sanctions, because you knew about the bankruptcy, you engaged in the bankruptcy, you got the discharge in the bankruptcy, and now you're harassing me about the debt when you knew or should have known that you're not allowed to do this. I don't think there's a creditor in the United States who hasn't heard about the bankruptcy laws and understand that when a person files bankruptcy, the debt's off the table. You don't call, you don't harass, you don't send letters, you don't continue on with lawsuits. If you know about it, you don't even file the lawsuit, because that could be construed as an act to collect the debt. So you got to be real careful if you're a creditor. But are they careless? You better believe it. Of course they are, because debt collection's a huge business, and they're in it to make money. So what do? They try again. Well, we're going to call, maybe I'll just ask for $500 and see what happens. Well, that $500 may cost them $5,000 if they come after me, or if they come after one of my clients and I take them to court. Could cost them more than that. We've settled many of these claims for a lot more money than you can possibly imagine, because they're violating the laws. They do it all the time. It's kind of hard for them to come to court and say, we don't do this if I've sued them 5 times in the past year. You do it. It's become your pattern. You've got a pattern of doing it, and now it's become a common practice. Bankruptcy judges don't like when creditors break the laws on a routine basis, because the argument of, oh, well, this is only a one-time thing, kind of flies out the window when you're in front of the same judge making the same old argument. And the judge is like, I'm not buying this. You have a serious problem. You haven't done anything to try to correct it, and now you're back here again. I wish all of my fellow attorneys who do what I do would enforce the laws against them, because it would make my job a lot easier trying to convince the judge that there's bad creditors out there. There's a lot of them. So watch your step, listen to what your attorney tells you, and if a creditor is harassing you, either in bankruptcy or out, talk to an attorney who knows how to take these creditors on and knows how to deal with them in a courtroom, rather than just saying, well, just ignore it, it'll go away. I don't like to ignore anything.